Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my favorites and fails for January 2025. So I feel very late for this, but I generally like to come back at the start of the next month and talk about the products that I used over the whole course of the month. So some of these I used in videos, some of them I just used off camera, but I like to come back now that I've had things for a little while and give you further thoughts on them. I find it's a little more useful than just, a quick video per product or something. So we're gonna go over all the products that I've been using basically since Christmas onward and tell you what have been my favorites, what I'm indifferent to, if there's any fails, and so on. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup, and I really like sparkly indie makeup and high-end and luxury makeup, and you will see both of those here today. And I tend to be pretty analytical in the content I make. I just try really hard to make thoughtful, analytical videos, and I have new content every week, so I'd really love to have you subscribe. Okay, so I don't have any outright fails this month. I do have some things that are not like quite for me, but I think other people will really enjoy them. Then some things that are fine that I like, and then some things that I really, really am loving and using nonstop. I do have something that will be a fail for February, but you'll see that in a few weeks. Before I get into favorites and fails, I did want to talk about they're favorites, but they're like favorite slash replenishment slash empties kind of things. I don't generally do empties videos. I don't want to hold on to things just to show you an empty bottle. And the things that I empty out the fastest are like mascara, lip gloss, skincare, things like that. But I do have some things that I've emptied and opened anew, or emptied and need to get a new one. So the first is the Victoria Beckham primer. So I finished this a few weeks ago, and this is the new bottle. And I did buy a bigger one. So I realized I was low while they were having their end of year sale, and so I bought this one. This is the 100 ml, well, not 100 ml. It was $100, 30 ml bottle. So before I had the 15. So I realized at the end of the year that I was getting low, and I loved it enough that I was just preemptively gonna buy a bigger bottle. So this is in the golden version. I do wanna try the regular version. I think also my husband would like it. But this is the 30 ml size, the one that retails for $100 normally. I did get it on sale. I don't remember exactly what I paid. I think it was 25% off. So like $75 instead of $100. I did have the 15 ml before that, and I used the whole thing to the point where I like had to take the cap off and scrape the inside. Like I really got every last bit of that I could out of it. And that was half the size and I think that lasted me like 3.5 months, and I used it pretty much every day. Not like a ton of it every day. Some days I mixed it with regular moisturizer, some days I only used a little bit, so on. Some days I used like a full pump, but it lasted a while, so I feel like this is gonna last at least 6 months, and that is very expensive for a primer, but I really love it. My skin really loves it. We'll see what my skin thinks of this when it's warm and dry. Seattle is not, so the East Coast when I lived out in New York and Connecticut was very humid in the summer. Here we have generally kind of wet, cold winters and then hot, dry summers. Like we go from a cold, wet environment to a hot, dry Mediterranean climate. So I'm curious to see how my skin likes this when it's hot and I'm a little more oily, but it's also dry. So we'll see, but I love it. I'm really excited to keep using it. The other thing that I finally fully emptied and had to open my replacement is my Auric Glow Lust. This is the shade Pyrite. I do wish this was slightly darker for my skin tone. It makes a nice highlighter and a nice mix in, and I can use it all over my base with bronzer and some concealer, and I do use that a lot. Sometimes I use this as my primer or my base. It really, especially lately, I think because it's been so cold, it really like soaks in to my skin really nicely. And if I want to warm it up, I mix in some of the Mario bronzer. So I emptied the other one. I also dropped it and broke it. Although it didn't break the part that contains the liquid, it like broke the bottom off in a weird way. but I did use it all up and happy I already had a replacement because I really love it. And then the other thing is I got some PR from Remedy, which is a skincare brand started by a dermatologist, but like, I don't remember his name, Dr. Shaw. He's like a TikTok popular dermatologist, and they reached out and sent me some skincare. The lip product has avocado oil in it, which is okay apparently on my skin, but not on my lips, or, you know, ingested. So my husband's been using that and he likes it. They also sent me the like body lotion, but this is the thing that I've really enjoyed, and this is the Remedy for Aging. So this is, I used up the whole thing and I need to get a new one. I'm back to using my other retinoid, but this is retinol, retinaldehyde, so both versions. Argiline, so it says these are to resolve your symptoms, these are to address the causes, so it has glycolic acid to exfoliate, niacinamide for skin tone, and then it has Matrix 3000 to help collagen, ceramides for barrier function, ferulic acid, it has some antioxidants in it. This is only like, I think this is like a 20-something, $30 product, and I think it's a great option to try, because it has both retinoid and retinaldehyde, and I liked it a lot. My husband feels like the Paula's Choice works better, so we are back to using that, and I feel like they both work well, but I really like this, and I would repurchase this, / purchase it since this was sent in PR, but did want to mention that since I fully used it up, and I really liked it. Okay, so before we get into makeup, if you're curious about any of the products I'm wearing on my face, they will all be in the description box. I just filmed a members only video doing this eye look, and I used the Unearthly Not Normal palette. I did get a bunch of Unearthly Cosmetics recently. This is one of them I've been using off camera a lot and really loving, and so I did use this today for that members video. It was just kind of a rambly, chatty video, but if you want to see that or want to see more of that, or dedicated tutorials and behind the scenes stuff, I do have a channel membership, and there's gonna be more of those videos. That video will probably go up right after this one for members, or around the same time. And I do have some new stuff that's coming in that I think people will be excited about, so I'll mention that at the end. An honorable side note is the last video I did was the finally trying to adapt cosmetics. I just wanted to give an update on that. I do have the two palettes they sent me. So this is Vivette, and it's really pretty, very unique color story with those bright pops and then the special shimmers. And this is the new Minka palette. Really beautiful, really liking the formula. I've only used this, that was the last video I filmed, and I haven't filmed anything since then. That was 2 weeks ago. I have used this one other time each, but I'm still working on my thoughts on the formula. So far I'm enjoying it, but I need to do some more wear tests and have some time to really play with it. I just haven't. So that is coming soon. But since it was the last video I posted, I thought I had mentioned, I'm still playing with it and figuring out how I feel. Okay, so let's start with the not necessarily for me, but not bad products. The first two of these, and I feel bad putting them both here, are the mascaras from Swede Beauty. So Swede Beauty was very nice and sent me some PR. I got 2 mascaras, the lash serum, and an eyeliner. Really love the eyeliner. I didn't grab it for this, but I got the bronze one. It is lovely. It's very reminiscent of the Urban Decay formula, the House Labs formula. It's creamy and you can smudge it, but it does set and it lasts all day. It's really lovely. Love that. Have nothing bad to say. I think I talked about that before as well, so that's why I'm just kind of hand off or sidebarring it here. Lash serum, really love. I am starting to see a difference in my lashes. They have a bit more curl instead of being perfectly straight, and they are maybe a little longer. I don't use it every night. I'm really bad at remembering to, but even using it inconsistently, I'm seeing a difference, and so that makes me happy. So lash serum, 100% definitely worth trying. I've tried a couple of them, and I like this one the most so far. So, but the mascaras, these are both, they're not bad mascaras, but they're not for me. I know my friend Emma, forgetting her YouTube name, but I will have it linked below. Irish Emma is how I think of her in my head. She loves these and really recommends them, and they were in like her year-end favorites. And I have other friends who really, really love these, and they have pros and cons to both. So let's start with this is the Pro Lash Lift Mascara. So this is a really unique wand. It is perfectly flat, and you get a lot of product. This is great for length. You get a little bit of volume, but mostly length, like very dramatic. Like I'm wearing a different mascara now, and you would see like all the way up here. Really lengthens. So if you are someone that has really short lashes and you want something that lengthens, this is the most lengthening mascara I have ever used. My problem is I have really long, thick lashes already and a lot of lashes. So I need maybe a little bit of length, but mostly I need definition and like some curl and stuff because mine are generally straight pointed down and really long. So having like a little bit of curl, maybe a little bit more length, and like some definition is what I want. I feel like I could get really beautiful long, like intensely long, maybe a little too long for me, definition with this. And it's not dried up. I'm still trying to use it, but the reason I'm mentioning it now and not when it's like fully gone is because I keep not reaching it for it because I struggle with it. I get too much product, and I thought it might be just because it was a new mascara and I'd let it air out and dry, but I still just get a lot. Like I have to really scrape off a lot of excess, and there's just a lot of product on here. And so if you have more sparse or smaller lashes, I think that's great because you're getting a lot of kind of wet product to really go in there. But for me, I just get too much. So like one eye will look good and one eye will get all clumpy and I'll have like too much product dispersed. Even if it's like, I do one eye and then I immediately go in with the other one and I don't dip back in. Somehow one eye is always a little off. And so I just don't trust it to use on a daily basis because I don't have time in the morning to fuss with it. But everyone else that I know that has tried this has really loved it. So it's not a bad product. I just think my lashes and it do not get along, and like my preferences for what I look for in a mascara. So it has my stamp of approval if you want really long lashes and you want a little bit of thickness as well. I think it works great, but I think my problem with both of these is they're a little too volumizing, and volumizing formulas on my lashes tend to just cause clump because I have so many lashes. So I really need something to like 2B mascara or something that really like separates and lengthens. These just don't work on my specific eyes. The cloud one is a little different, and it's like I love that it has little clouds on it. It has a different wand altogether. I had easier time with this one, but I still sometimes did get a little bit too much product, and that one is a little bit more volumizing. And I just have come to learn that I don't like volumizing mascaras. It's why I don't it is why I don't like any drugstore mascara I've ever tried. I've tried a lot of them, and I have never once liked a drugstore mascara. I hated the Rare Beauty mascara. I'm very particular about which mascaras I like. I really love the Lisa Eldridge. I really like the Surratt. The Victoria Beckham was fine. Another one I have here is also fine. The Urban Decay and Pat McGrath were fine. Not like amazing, because I had to be very careful not to get too much because they could be too volumizing. So it's in that category where it's like, it's good, and I think a lot of people will like it, but it's not my perfect mascara. So they're in that like, not for me, but definitely for someone else category. The next product in that same vein and category is the Haus Labs mascara. So I bought this, I think I had a gift card, which was nice. I had like a $25 gift card, so I only paid 10 bucks for it. This is a $30-something mascara from Sephora. I love Haus Labs as a brand. I'm wearing their powder. I wear their powder every day. I wear at least one Haus Labs product every day. I really love the brand as a whole, and in general, I've not tried anything I didn't like. This is fine. This is the Be Structural Volumizing and Lengthening Mascara. And I feel like some days it does look really beautiful. It's got a really interesting one where one side is like fully flat. So you can like brush it in and get some length, and then the other side puts a little more product down. It is what I have on today, and I also just smeared all over my hand. Just a moment. I just got it everywhere. It is a little volumizing, lengthening, and I feel like some days I could get like a really nice, soft, everyday lash, but it does build up pretty well for coverage. And so I was like, this is great. It's not my perfect. It's not better than the Isamaya rubber lash, which I guess is gone now that they're at Sephora. Makes me really sad because I have a backup, but like that's not gonna last that long. I should have bought more while they were on sale. But I also really love the Lisa Eldridge mascara because I can do one coat. I can do one coat and have like, am I wearing mascara, am I not, kind of lash tint vibes, and then like 2 coats and I have like more drama. The Surratt lash tint is kind of the same. Surratt mascara is the same. I really love those. This is just like not quite perfect. And the thing that made me go, and you can see it does look nice today. I have decent amount of length and it did hold, not a perfect curl, but it did hold it up. They're not straight down, obviously. You can see right here. It's just not my perfect mascara. And then it doesn't claim to be waterproof. And they did say they would be coming out with one later. But I found a couple days that I wore this, it did flake a little bit. Near the end of the day, I had some stuff, and then there was one day where my eye was really dry, and I had to put some drops in for my contacts, or it made my eye was watering or something, I don't remember what, and it like disappeared. So it's not tear resistant, which is a downside to me because I live in a very wet environment here in Seattle, and especially this time of year, and my hair and my lashes tend to absorb liquid. Like as I'm on a walk, I will have dewdrops on my lashes. So it's just like not for me. But it's nice, and I think the average consumer would like it. It is a little expensive. It does have products in it that are supposed to like help lengthen your hair and add health and stuff to your hair, that the B vitamins and the silk stuff. But it's just, yeah, it's good. It's not perfect. And all the people I saw talking about it on TikTok and online, everyone's lashes look different. Some were like clumpy spider lashes. Some were really natural looking. Like I had to try it because of that. And I feel like it's just like, it's fine, but overhyped. Okay, so I have a couple complexion products and then some eyeshadow and we'll be done. So for complexion, like I said, my day-to-day routine has been pretty consistent, and I do want to do my current daily routine video, so you will see that soon. But I did, at the end of December, finally get the Auric face palette. This is the Mirage Shift face palette in High Noon, and I have been using this pretty consistently since I got it at the end of December, and I really, really like this. I saw some people say that it's basically the Salt New York formula, and I don't agree. It's similar, but not the same. It's really lovely. I love the packaging. It looks luxe. It feels nice. I love the color of the chrome. Really like the bronzer in here. You can see I've used it with a brush and a finger, and I've also scraped some out in the corner. The bronzer is a nice, kind of warm with a hint of olive. So I think if you are a similar complexion to me or have an olive undertone, it's really nice. The blush in this is a beautiful orangey tone. The highlighter here is really nice. It's kind of gold sheer. It kind of looks like what I have on today, but it's not. It's a little bit more gold than what I have on. And then the balm is really nice. It looks weird. It has solidified, but it always kind of looks weird. The balm is very similar to the balm from Chanel, just kind of in pan form. And it's not something I use every day, but I haven't noticed it making, I think if I mix it in with the product lasts not as long, like it doesn't last all day like the blush or the highlighter, but if I use it on top, it doesn't affect the longevity because it's not mixing in, and then I still powder over everything, and I really love this. This is an expensive face palette, but I'm excited to have it, and the fact that I can pop out this frame and like maybe put a couple other products in this and just travel with this makes me happy. So I like this. I think there's no real complaints. I think I'm really excited to see them expand and have like refills in different shades so you can make your own and customize things. I think that's where they really need to go with it. And then when they do that, I will say like, yes, go for it. But I do really like it. Thing that I mention is, so Salt New York sent me some PR. Very grateful for that. So I tried Salt New York for the first time a few years ago, 2.5 years ago. And I have really, I enjoyed the products, but they weren't like my perfect things. And I used up a couple of them, like the Sneaky Balm I used up, but I still have some of those blushes, even though they're long expired. They sent me a bunch of products, and I do want to do a revisiting in Salt New York video soon, probably in the next week. But so you'll get detailed thoughts on each formula, but I did really want to mention the limited edition mood lighting shades. So these are in the like lip cheek tint category. I got medium and deep. I didn't ask for the light shade because it looked too light for my skin tone. And these are beautiful. I have worn these a lot. They don't really look like it because they have that swirl, so it just doesn't really make a difference. Like the Sneaky Balm looks way more used, even though I've used it way less than those. But they are really beautiful. They make a really beautiful like glowy blush highlight kind of look. I think the light shade could be like a straight up highlighter on me, but these are like a nice blushy highlight. They would look really pretty. I'll actually put a little bit, so you can see, put a little bit on. And you can use your finger, you can use a brush. They're really, really pretty. This is the deep shade. They make a nice lip. I've worn them on my lips quite a bit. And I just think they're so pretty. They're definitely worth checking out if you like a cream product. And they are limited edition, so I don't know how long they'll be around. I don't think it's gonna be like, they're gone in a month, but I don't think they'll be around super long unless people really demand it and Kiki changes her mind. But really love these. And like I said, I will have a video with like a full face of Salt New York and revisiting my thoughts after a couple years soon. Life has just been a little chaotic and a little overwhelming. That's why I haven't really had videos lately. My members only channel video, or my members only video will have details on that, but life's been a lot, so I'm behind on some of these videos I've wanted to film. And then the last two Complexion products are the Lisa Eldridge Pinpoint Concealers and the Byredo Stick Highlighter. So I will talk about the highlighter real quick. This is Gilded Memoir Fluid Highlighter Stick. So there's only one shade in this. This is a limited edition product that was part of their holiday set. I do have a palette as well. I got this later. I got a Nordstrom gift card somehow. Oh, for Christmas. I got a Nordstrom gift card for Christmas. And this is one of the things that I bought with that. And I really like it. It is the highlighter I have on under now the blush and stuff. It's very natural. It is a beautiful gold color. I did swatch it on my husband, and he is a redhead, so he is like as fair as you can get, kind of pink undertone, red hair, all of that. And it did look like, on me it looks like neutral champagne and just melts in as like a glow. I have it like on my nose and stuff. It's really beautiful. On him it looked gold. So if you are a very fair skin tone, I don't know if this would work for you, but I think light medium to tan could really get along with this because it is pretty sheer and just like a beautiful glow. Kind of reminds me of the Victoria Beckham and the Violette FR and some others, but I like this more. It is different, a little less balmy. Kind of like the Surratt, but not. It's unique and I really like it. And I hope they make it a permanent product and like have multiple shades, like a pale pink one for light skin tones, this one, some deeper bronze tones. Like I think they should take this formula and run with it and make it a permanent part of the collection. And then we have the Lisa Eldridge Pinpoint Concealer. So I've had these for a while. I did do a video on them a couple weeks ago, and that was after having them for a while too. And I still really love these. I know people have very mixed feelings about them. They did say that they are changing the way they're putting the letters on them because the lettering on all of mine have rubbed off. Thankfully, I know which one's which, and I can tell, like, this is the lightest, this is shade 6. This, if you look at the cap, looks neutral, so that is 7, and this looks olive, so this is 8. Like, I know which one's which, but that I don't love that they already peeled off, but I like that they've addressed it and said, we're gonna change the packaging. I think these are great. Most days I'm wearing, if I'm wearing like foundation, even a sheer layer of it, or like concealer, like the House Labs concealer, the Kosas concealer, if I use that as my main base product, I'm not using this because those cover pretty much everything as is. But when I'm using like the skin tint or days where I don't use anything really, maybe a little bit of the Victoria Beckham concealer under the eyes or something, these are perfect for covering dark spots, blemishes, and like little things where I have like a little redness right here but nothing else. Or like today I didn't put any foundation or anything down here, and I shaved. I mean, it is now 9:30 at night, almost 10, so like I have 5 o'clock shadow, but like I had a red spot right here from shaving, like a red squiggle, and I used this to cover it up and blend it into the rest. So it looks pretty consistent. It doesn't erase texture, obviously, but it does erase color really well, and I think this is a really lovely formula. Like I said in the video, I don't think it's for everyone. I think you have to be a person that spot conceals and so on. But I think for the right person, this is a really great product. You could obviously buy like the NARS pot concealer and a little brush and dip in and do that. But as an on-the-go product, or like I'll use this to brighten up around my lips too, especially shade 6, or an on-the-go product, or just like a really easy to use waterproof, sweat-proof, life-proof formula, I think it's great. There's been days where we did a Barry's bootcamp class and I had like a little bit of redness, but I didn't really want to wear makeup because I'm about to go sweat for an hour, and I put it over those spots and it still covered and lasts throughout the class. So like, I love these. Not for everyone, and seems to be controversial to like them, but I love them. Okay, so all I have left is eyes. And I did want to say before I get into palettes, which some are new, some are old, I have 2 eyeliners I've been using a lot. So this is Cinder Smoke from Lisa Eldridge. I've been using Ground Coffee a lot since they came out, and that one's like half gone. But I finally picked up a couple more shades at the end of the year, and I've been using them a lot for the waterline or for the base of a smoky eye. I really like these. They're similar to the Victoria Beckham formula, that they're really like ultra creamy. Not clingy, creamy. Ultra creamy and blend out really well, so they make for a nice smudgy look. But these set on my oily eyelids and last all day. The Victoria Beckham ones do not. So that's a win for me. The other thing is this Byredo Perplexed eyeliner. This is a limited edition shade, but I did also just pick up the black one, Holly Holly, and the blue one. But this is like a nice olivey brown. Really nice, and there's been a lot of days where it's a pencil, and it's like creamy, and I can smudge it out, but this also sets and lasts all day. And so if I want like a little bit of brown or a little bit of something on the eyes without really putting effort in, I'll do like my Surratt lash tint, and then I'll like smudge this and blend it with my finger or a brush and like rush off to work. So been using this a lot, and really happy that I was able to get 2 more shades for cheap because there was a sale. Okay, so now it's time for eyeshadow. One new thing that I have been using that I've really enjoyed is the new Fantasy Cosmetica palette. This is the Monk palette. I do have a video on this. It was a couple weeks ago. I've used it 2 more times since then, so not the most. It's not like, oh my god, I absolutely love it kind of product, but I have used it a couple more times, and I have all of their palettes that I've either bought or been sent, so I know the formula really well. And I think this is really pretty. It's making me excited for warm weather. It's a really beautiful warm tone palette. The formula is what I know and love from them. And this shade right here, these 2 shimmers especially, but this one right here with this like orange base blue shimmer, really pretty, especially just over like a brown, like bronzer, even outside of using it with these other tones. Just really pretty. But the thing I've been gravitating towards is what I have on my eyes, like a little cooler, a little smokier. So not what I've been, or I'm just out of time and I put bronzer on the lid and call it a day or nothing. But when I have had the time I've really enjoyed playing with this. I do have a code with them. It's the same formula, I know, but like a cooler toned smoky eye is what I've been in the mood for more lately. So I just haven't wanted to grab it as much. But when I use it, I'm like, oh, this is so nice. To go along with that smoky vibe, like I mentioned, something that I got for Christmas and I've been really enjoying is this Victoria Beckham palette. So this is in the shade Tweed. This is one of the bricks. These are still available at like Neiman Marcus and Selfridges and places like that, but the new ones have now officially launched as I film this. And it's just a really pretty smoky brick. I like this. I've wanted this for like 2 years, so I was really happy my husband bought it for me. It's tiny, it's cute, but I like it. And like I had an interview last week and I wore this. I used Cinder Smoke as the base, and I had this all over the lid and in the crease as like a base shade, and then I had Cinder Smoke out here, and then I used the dark purple to smudge that out into a soft smoky eye. And I've been really loving this and using it a lot. It is different from her new formula, and I should have a video comparing the two soon, because I did buy 2 of them. But yeah, I'm very happy I finally have this, and I have been really loving it. And then another older product that I've been using a lot lately is the Mario Ethereal Eyes. I don't know if this is still around. This is the Moonlight one, the new one. Cool neutral, smoky eye. If I want like a nice sheen, I like these shimmers a lot. So this has been back in my rotation because it's early February and gross out and cold. And this is the like grungy inner part of me is just wanting dark smoky eyes every day. And then speaking of smoky eyes, a palette that I've had since November and really been using, especially lately, is Sorceress Smoke from Unearthly Cosmetics. So really love this. I can do a nice warm neutral, I could do a green, or what I've been grabbing the most is like these. You would think it would be the greens, but no. Although Vervain is one of the prettiest multi-chromes I own. Really unique. But this like nightshade and this ritual, like the ritual brown shade and this nightshade that's like brown with this beautiful purple sheen, that's what I've been wanting to use and using more, and it's really beautiful. And because of this, that's why I have Not Normal, which is on the eyes, and some other unearthly stuff. But this is what started it. I finally got that in November, and then at the beginning of January, I got the Just a Taste palette. And this is probably the most used palette of January for me. It's so pretty. It's kind of a fall palette if you think about it. Like the fall leaves like orange, bright red, orangey red, this kind of yellowy, the green colors. It's kind of fall-y, but you've got the purple. It's got some neutrality and it's a little desaturated except for the bright color. Everything else is kind of desaturated and I really love it. The greens over here, like this is a gray with a green undertone, and this is like a green that's so desaturated it's almost gray. You've got a really beautiful brown shimmer. Yeah, I need another glass of wine and to go to bed. Brown is bark now. It's a nice brown shimmer. This shade up here is like a dark brown, but it's also like a really dark plum. I've been loving this, and this was a pre-order and it said it would get here in March, but it came in January, and I am so happy it did, because that is officially the end of my favorites and fails. But because of that, and thanks to a sale and a friend who had one of these and didn't want it, I have added Not Normal, which is what I have on the eyes today. Gargoyle. Haven't used this one yet. This was just sent to me from a friend, but very excited. And then what just literally arrived tonight, Devour and Leather and Lace. I hate the packaging on this. The leather's fine. It's this. I hate this. But I love the color story, and Devour is really pretty, and like, of course, it's like the iridescence and these dark smoky shades are what I'm intrigued by, so I will have videos on those once I've tried it. But yeah, getting this in November and then this in January has sparked like a whole unearthly love that my wallet's probably not happy about, but that's fine. Okay, so that is everything. Let me know in the comments below, like, what are your opinions of these? Have you tried any of them? Are you waiting to, like, you're waiting for a good sale, or like it's on your wish list for when the time is right? Like, you know, what are your thoughts on these? I'd love to know and talk to you all in the comments below. And then, as always, thank you so much for watching, especially if you got all the way to the end. Remember to like and subscribe, it makes a huge difference, and I will see you all in my next video.